Hello, I want to wish all of you a great day. Today we're going to have a road test review. I'm going to go over information that is relevant and important. If you don't know, I'm a state certified instructor. I teach teens and adults. It's nice to have all of you out here. I'm going to do a great job. First, I'm going to go over some knowledge test questions to make sure you're prepared to be successful. One of the first practice test questions is, how many seconds of following distance should I leave between a vehicle that's ahead of you? The correct answer is 3 to 4 seconds. You never want to tailgate other vehicles. You want to take your time and you want to have plenty of space. That is super important. You as a beginning driver need to have space between yourself. I also want to go over another knowledge test question to help all of you reach your goals and be successful. You should always check your blind spot before merging into the left lane. This is false. Okay, you always have to look and check. It says, let's read it again. You should always check your blind spot before merging into the left lane. It's false. It should be true. Always look over your shoulder. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about general driving habits. If you have questions, let's go ahead and post them. So let's talk about these general driving habits. You as a beginning driver, when you're driving, you have a lot going on. I'm a certified driving instructor. If you didn't know, look at my profile. You'll see some other links. Follow those things. Thank you for the heads up. I do appreciate that. Thank you for dropping the coins. That makes me feel good. I'm a great content creator. I do really appreciate all of you, and I want to bring you value, right? So if you have questions, just leave them in there. So I'm going to go over general driving habits. These are some things that are on your road test. It varies from state to state, province to province. Number one, you want to be searching left, middle, right. You always got to look ahead of you. You got to look to the left. You have to look to the right. Driving is a difficult task, but you need to be able to have an effective search pattern. And if you have a good search pattern, you will definitely be successful. I just want to bring you good views, good values. I do appreciate you very much. I am trying to keep it up, definitely. I do appreciate that. You want to see the big picture. If you're in a downtown area, you're going to have people running across, going to restaurants, running across the intersections. If you're on a country road, you're going to have animals popping out. You're going to have deer popping out. You always want to help. Got a question, how do you make an appointment for the DMV? Because of COVID, they're very restricted in their times. So what you need to do is see if you can go online and register. They may allow you to have some options where you can have things set up. You could have your license. You could set up an appointment. A lot of people who've done with their segment 1 and segment 2, you can try to get a next day appointment. Thank you. That makes me feel good that you took the time to watch my videos and that helped you learn how to drive. I am blessed. Thank you so much for saying that. That really means a lot. Let's continue talking about some of the things and shout out, where are you from? Where are you located? Are you in North America? Are you in Canada? What part of the country are you from? Go ahead and shout out. It's really important that you are balanced. You have a good speed control, right? Thank you for dropping the coins. Let's go ahead and keep talking about it. On your road test, you want to make sure that you have great speed control. That is super important. And when you have good speed control, you want to do your best work. And when you do your best work, you can be successful. Always try to be successful and have a great point. When you are successful, you're going to do your best work. And when you work together to reach your goal, you'll be successful. I'm a certified driving instructor. If you didn't know it, I teach teens and adults. I've been teaching driver's ed about 21 years. So this information is true and correct. I want you to do your best work and be safe. So let's continue. You want to have really good following distance and have good space. This allows you to have a space cushion, right? You do have angry drivers occasionally. What you want to do is just ignore them. Don't make eye contact with them. Don't definitely lead them back to your house, right? You want to make good decisions about the drivers. You want to make sure they do your best work, because people are not mentally stable, right? And then they could make some bad decisions, okay? We've all been there. We've all seen people, and we've all temporarily lost our mind. We've all been there on that. But let's stay focused on the driver's ed. If you have questions, post it in there. A lot of beginning drivers check their speedometer too much. Don't start looking down at the speedometer. Look up, look ahead, right? Shout out where you're from. Let me know. I'll read it in the comments. You want to make sure you have proper acceleration. A lot of beginning drivers make turns and then they don't accelerate out of the turn. You're going to hold up the flow of the traffic. So understand when you turn. Southern Cal in the house. Awesome. Nice to see you. So that's important. Also, a lot of beginning drivers brake too hard. You're hitting the brake too hard. You're losing balance of the car, or you're hitting the gas too hard, and then the car lunges forward. I'm a certified driving instructor. If you didn't know, we want students to be smooth and consistent. Wear thin sole shoes. Converse are a great shoe. Don't wear Timberlands. Don't wear thick shoes. Wear thin sole shoes. Northern California, Ohio in the house. All right. Keep shouting it out. Let's keep going. You want to make sure you turn in the proper lane. Always turn into the nearest lane. If you're making a right turn, the nearest lane is to the curb. If it's a double right turn or a triple right turn, if you're in the middle lane, you start in the middle lane, you stay in the middle lane. If you're in the far left lane, you start in that left lane, you stay in that lane. But what if I have to get over to get to a business to the right? I would try to go to that second or third driveway, because if you cut across traffic, you're going to have an accident. And that will be an at-fault accident, and you will not pass. You got to have your proper hours to drive. Some states it's 30, some states it's 50, some states it's 70. Every state, every city, every province is different. You've got to check that DMV to make sure you understand where you need to be and what's going on. Let's continue. When you come up to railroad tracks, when you come up to railroad tracks, you've got to slow down and look left and right. If you don't, you will get marked down. The DMV tester, road tester won't tell you that, but they're going to expect you to understand this because you want to have safety. A lot of railroad crossings don't have active gates, and they won't necessarily work. Shout out where you're from. Where are you from in the world? Got New York here. All right. Hello, New York. How are you? It's a pleasure. I'm blessed to be here, and hopefully this brings you value. And if it brings you value, support me. I really appreciate you. I'm back in. Okay, so let's continue. Let's talk about in the wrong gear. If you're driving a manual, Tennessee in the house, all right. If you're driving a manual, you need to be in the appropriate gear. If you're slowing down till a stop, you're going to go from second, you're going third, second, and then first. And then you push your clutch in and you're waiting. And when you look, you put in first gear, you look left, right, left, and then you turn when it's clear and you accelerate up first gear, second gear, third gear. So that's really important. You want to continue to work hard. Thank you for the value. I really appreciate it. This is bringing you value. Let me know. That really makes me smile. I'm blessed, right? But also I'm very passionate about driver's education. If you don't know, I'm a state certified instructor. I teach teens and adults. Quick question, trying to get my license. I finished my driving school, just got to book an appointment. Booking an appointment is a little bit of a challenge because of COVID. They're going by probably titles first, registrations. So you got to keep trying to get that next day appointment, right? So how do you calculate turns like lefts? Well, you got to understand. Okay, so if you're traveling about 45, you squeeze your brake, you lose 5 miles an hour, squeeze your brake again, you're at about 30, and then you get into that left turn lane where the line is broken. You stop behind the stop line, then you go up to the middle. You got to look left, right, left. You look at cars straight ahead. When it's clear, when you have a big gap, then you turn into the nearest lane by the double yellow. If you turn into the right lane by the curb, that's a driving error. You always want to yield for pedestrians. You always want to look left and right, and people are not paying attention. So you as a defensive driver, you will get nervous. You have to take a deep breath. Anxiety is normal to feel. Take a deep breath, practice your skill sets, and then when it's time for you to get out there. And advice for my road test, and if I haven't practiced so much, You got to start in neighborhoods. Start in neighborhoods, drive around your block, practice slowing down at that corner, turning on that blinker, looking left, right, and left. Build in neighborhoods. I would perhaps go out after rush hour in the morning, maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock. Practice going from your street, making right turns, getting up to 35 or 40 miles an hour. Driving test. You've got to know the rules of the right of way. You have to know how to yield to oncoming traffic. You've got to check your blind spot, right? The state's websites are really full, but you got to keep trying. You might have to leave your community and go to another for your road test. There's a shortage of driver's ed instructors. I'm a certified instructor, been teaching 21 years. There's a shortage of us. A lot of guys and ladies are old, they're retiring, they're done. I'm still good for about 10, 12 more years, right? I enjoy it. I'm fun. I'm blessed, you know. Like I said, look at my profile, follow that link. It will take you somewhere else. First time on the highway. Pick up on the ramp. Have good speed control. Accelerate up the speed. Look over your shoulder and push that gas pedal. Don't wait. A lot of beginning drivers are scared to push the gas. You get cut off. You pull over the side of the road. That would be a driving error. Your DMV tester, your road tester will take you on and off the freeway. Get up to speed quickly. The permit test, rules of the right of way, turning left, turning right, going through a residential, going through an industrial, merging on and off the freeway, defensive driving, maybe a 3-point turnaround. To bring you value, I will hit that parallel park to bring you value. If you're parking downhill, you want to turn your wheels. See, I got my steering wheel here, right? If you're parking downhill, you want to turn your wheels all the way to the right. Pull up your park brake, right? You're welcome. And if you are parking uphill, you want to turn your wheels to the left and pull up your park brake. Let's talk about that parallel parking. You want to line your vehicle up and turn your wheels all the way to the right till they lock. Your car will back in at a 45 angle. Do you need to turn your wheels? Can you explain messing up on parking and automation? Yes, unfortunately, I think I have, no, I don't have it. For parking, you have to do certain maneuvers. Let me take a look at that and then I'll tell you. Okay, for parking, you have to have the forward stop line. If the front end of your car is past the stop line, you lose points. Encroachment is when your car or any part of your vehicle is on a line. Okay, a maximum of 5 points may be scored for parallel parking. So you got to be able to know how to parallel park. It depends on what state, city, or province, but you will have a parking maneuver with cones. And I will be putting some content together on that. If driving on a freeway next to a person, so you want to either get in behind them or in front of them. You want to accelerate up to speed. You want to have good speed control. You don't want to overspeed. You want to get to speed safely. You might get one warning about your speed. You might not get a warning. One of the common failures is running a red light, turning right on red, not checking blind spot. These are small deductions. Where I'm from, you get up to 25 errors. After 25 errors, it's an automatic fail, okay? It's really important that you practice your fundamentals. You can't be stressed. You've got to take your time and then practice your skill set. I hope this brought you value. I hope you enjoyed it today. Please continue to follow and support me. I'll start to be coming on more frequently. Thank you so much. Bye.